Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Special guest in the building. Reoccurring guest in the building. Everyone make some noise for the legend, Small Ice Coffee.
Yo, what's good, y'all? How we doing?
What's up, man? Good to have you back.
Good to be back.
Thanks for joining us, and you're the first person in our new setup with the dual camera and the new chairs.
That is true.
You're
fire.
You're our first experiment.
Okay.
On how this is gonna work out.
Fire.
So
I'm here for the vibes.
That's good. That's what we invited you for.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Too Good For You podcast, only podcast in California. Small Ice Coffee is with us. Eman's with me. I am here. We're doing the show. You know, if you guys remember the last time we had Mr. Iced Coffee in the building. We talked a lot and we're very professional. We're very professional. Most of our first episodes with guests usually are like professional because here's your introduction.
It's like an icebreaker.
Yeah.
Now today
you gotta ease into it.
Yeah, exactly. And today, you know, we're just here to recap, shoot the shit, see how everyone's feeling, how life's treating everyone, and what's going on in the world. So let's jump into it. What's up, dude?
All right, what's up?
It's been a minute.
It's been a good minute.
Yeah,
I think
everything's good with you in your life.
Yeah, I think life's cool. Busy, working, shooting a lot actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which is fun. Taking a ton of photos, doing dumb shit on the internet.
Of course.
Trying to keep my Instagram from not getting deleted every chance I get because it doesn't even show up anymore.
You think you're shadow banned?
Oh, I'm absolutely shadow banned. Instagram doesn't even lie anymore. They're just like, oh, hey, we're not going to show your Instagram to anyone now. And I'm like, great, thanks.
Yeah.
They're not even, yeah. And then Twitter, X now, like, they're just like, oh, hey, we're not going to show this to anyone either. And I'm like, great, thanks.
Yeah.
So I don't show up anymore.
Have you tried Threads yet?
Okay, so I got on Threads.
Okay.
Only because I wanted to see how fast I could get 1,000 followers.
Gotcha.
It took a week and a half, and then I got bored.
Still,
and I
that's
was like,
very nice.
I was like, I just want to see how fast I could hit 1,000 followers, just for fun.
Yeah.
And then I hit it like a week and a half in, and I was like, okay, cool, this is fun now. I'm gonna forget about this app, like I forgot about every other app that isn't Instagram or Twitter, and move on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also dead naming X as well, you know.
Yeah, I'm not calling it X. I'm sorry.
It doesn't make sense. Like, there's no, like, oh, did you see my post on X the other day? It's like, do you sound like you're making this up? Like, it doesn't sound like a real sentence.
It's not real.
Well, even, I mean, regardless, you could say technically, like, any sentence doesn't really mean anything. Even saying, like, oh, my post on Instagram, like, those weren't, like, that wasn't an actual sentence until, like, 2012 anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I
like,
guess,
that
but
one's
it's like-
grandfathered in now.
Yeah.
It's in there with like Facebook and MySpace. They're just not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah. So but to say like
MySpace is gone,
because you
though.
can't even say like
I
my
wish it was
tweet.
back.
What?
No, I said
No.
I wish MySpace was back.
No, yeah. The dumbest thing that X did is they like have now imploded themselves in this strange way. Because I'm like, we're still gonna call it a tweet.
Mm-hmm.
I still call it Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm calling it a retweet.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call it a live X. Like,
Is that what they're called?
It's no. Like, you know, like people like live tweet.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna call it a live X. I'm not gonna call it.
I'm live Xing this.
I'm live Xing this right now. Yeah. I'm not doing that. No.
Yeah. So if there's one thing, you know, I usually don't condone dead naming, obviously, of course, because we're respectful out here, but Twitter gets to be dead named as much as we want, because fuck
It's still
Elon.
Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just not gonna change.
It's crazy. Yeah. It doesn't, yeah. He's so stupid. We already talked about this,
We
but
did.
it's just annoying.
That's okay. We got new perspectives.
Bro,
New perspectives.
so yours is X on your phone.
It is, bro.
Yours
First
is
off,
X on your phone.
It like changed
I
on
don't
its
even
own.
know when.
Yeah.
I don't even
See?
know when it updated.
See,
It just
bro,
popped up.
I'm gonna just sell my phone right now with the Twitter app still Twitter.
Wow. Sick,
Make bank,
bro, you
dude. Just be
should.
like, yo,
Dude, never updated.
original Twitter logo before X.
I was so tight that it just changed on its own. I was like, this is the dumbest thing
Bro,
ever.
at first I was like, did I download a porn app? Like, off the bat, I was like, what the fuck did I, what? And then I realized, oh, it's Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's so dumb. I don't like it at all. It's a stupid play. I'm gonna post on it, like,
I know.
but
Yeah.
it's so dumb. Like even now, I don't get notifications when like half the people like, because I work in an industry like creative work with like other creators that are in the adult industry. So like they're not gonna show up half the time. So if
Yeah.
I want to see conversations that are happening, I have to go find the conversation and see if they responded because I don't get a notification anymore. Like they're all like incredibly shadow banned, and I'm probably shadow banned too. So like nothing. All of like I used to like actually get like interactions, and now it's just like crumbs. It's a sad
Yeah.
day.
Damn. X fucked us. Fucked us all.
I think just the unwillingness of our society to give sex workers a proper platform is what's fucked us.
Yeah, it's an interesting time.
Because it's like, it's like, bro, we're 2023. Like, everyone's got a gig, man. Like, if obviously your social media platform is like for like media consumption, if that's what you do, like,
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
why are you gonna?
it's an inevitable part of society. It always has been.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate reality of like sex workers is that men created the male gaze, and then as soon as women started profiting off of it, it was a problem.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. So like as soon as women started to profit off of like men, the male gaze, like it's now a problem. Up until then, when men were monetizing the male gaze, totally fine. Carl's Jr. commercials, totally good. Like
Those are pretty sick.
Yeah, that's great.
car ads that have nothing to do, like why
Just
is
on
there
the-
a woman in a bikini on this
Yeah.
car? Nothing to do with them. Totally fine. But as soon as that woman that is on that car goes, all right, well if I'm gonna get paid for this one shoot and I'm really only there for my body, we're not there for, no one's looking at her personality.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna monetize this because I'm comfortable enough to do so. And then when they do that, it's like, oh no, you can't do that. It's only okay when we do it.
Yeah.
Like how? And
Double
then
standard.
it's so stupid. I hate it. I hate everything about it. I had that realization in college of like men created the male gaze, and then as soon as women started monetizing it, it became a problem. And since then, I've just been like, this is the dumbest thing in the world. I don't know. It's just been the thought process, and now I work around a lot of women that are in the industry, and I'm super grateful to have the relationships I have with them, and they're kind of great. So like, pay them.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
get you.
So, like, how do you? Well, I mean, this is kind of segueing into something we can get into later, but like, wouldn't you say like with the introduction of like OnlyFans was kind of like that way for them to get that monetization, like outside of like regular social media, because obviously that was always a problem, but with the introduction of OnlyFans, it was like, okay, like now I can set the paywall, and if you do want to, like you were saying, like I'm confident enough to like I'm gonna just post it, and if you want it, you just have to pay for it.
Yeah. I mean, OnlyFans created like a direct platform, which obviously it was not intended for that, but because of its structure, it really works well. And at some point, they try to remove all sex workers, which is the dumbest idea. When
I remember
90%
that.
of your demographic
Yeah,
is that.
I remember
I'm
that.
sorry.
It's like Twitter changing to X. Like no one fucking wants this.
Like, why are you changing something when it's already good?
Yeah.
True.
Everyone's happy. Everyone's getting along.
Everyone's
just
good.
Fine.
We're fine. Just
Nothing is
let it
wrong.
happen. Yeah, they try to like kick everybody off. It didn't work. It's still going. But yeah, I just created this like direct, because like people were already doing that. They had like premium Snapchats were such a thing for like a long. They still
Forgot about that.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Like,
Yep, I forgot about
it's like
that as
they
well.
just created a more structured payout system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it was less. And I mean, great, do it, run it. People are already doing all these things all the time, and it's a part of society. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
For every woman that's willing to post herself, and or like person in general, not just women, because everyone's on the platform. Anyone that's willing to post themselves, there's someone willing to watch and pay for it. So like, I don't know, we're ostracizing these people that are willing to do it, but no one's questioning the people that are willing to pay for it. So let's just not question anybody and let them do it.
Exactly.
You make a great point, dude. Like, dude, I didn't realize like how crazy people like come at like the content creators when there's the people who are paying all these big bucks for these content.
And it's also half the time the people that are willing to pay for it are also the most vocal about things.
that's the wildest shit.
Yeah.
Like what? Like I don't know. It's like you see like politicians and people of that sort that are just like and then you'll see like someone on Twitter just be like, I saw one a while ago. I don't remember what it was, but it was like a person. It's this like politician in like some state that doesn't fucking matter. Going.
I respect it.
Oh, anything from California to like Nevada and then straight to like New York. Anything in between there, what the fuck is happening? I don't care.
50 states is way too much.
Yeah,
we gotta cut back.
We got California. Nevada's cool because like Vegas is there and people like that. New York and Hawaii. And Hawaii didn't even want to be a part of us, so like, let them do their own thing.
They were the last state, right?
They were a fourth state, but like that's a whole other conversation.
No, Alaska was the last.
Alaska. Oh, it's 49th, right? Yeah.
Yeah, none of these other states matter. And maybe they do if you live there. I'm sorry, but like in my mind, they're not real.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that's how I feel about Delaware, specifically Delaware.
Why specifically?
Because that's just like one state that like. When was the last time you've ever thought of Delaware? Probably never till I brought it up, because what the fuck happens in Delaware? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think about most places outside. Like Ohio's not a real place. Like
Meme is a meme place.
Ohio's real. That's for sure. Yeah.
Is it like?
Yeah.
Why is it real?
Have I been there? I don't know.
Yeah, like I've been to like Atlanta, but like I still don't think it's real.
Like Georgia's not real.
Georgia's not real.
Only count the city. Only count the city.
Yeah. You count like the places that are important, and then like you just move everything past it. It's like we all grew up playing video games. You know when you like unlock a new map?
Uh-huh.
It's just the same.
Just
thing.
like that.
It's just like that.
Yeah.
But, like I never want to unlock 90% of these maps.
It's shit.
Just the main location.
You can
That's
say that
it.
about California too. It's like half of California is like, like all the middle shit. It's like, dude.
It doesn't even have to go to the middle shit. I'm not going to the IE.
Yeah. True. Anything past Riverside, that's already too far.
Yeah,
That's
like
already too far.
if I'm going that way, I'm going straight past it to Palm Springs.
Yeah. There you go.
That's fucking.
No intentions of stopping.
Yeah.
Gas, we got it before we left.
That's like that Barstow stop. You know, like would not be here for any other reason except to get gas.
Yeah, like get gas, get some canes, and get back on the freeway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a Cane's over there. I forgot. I go to the In-N-Out down there most of the time.
I couldn't tell you if there's. I'm sure there isn't an out there because they're fucking everywhere. But I couldn't tell you where it is.
Gotcha.
Right off the freeway, man. They got that whole shebang right there because they know exactly. That's the thing, though. Some places will acknowledge that they're just like a pass-through city.
Yeah.
And they take it full force. And I think Barstow's a perfect example of that, where they're like, yep, we just have a bunch of food and a bunch of like gas stations. That's all we have. Anything else you want? Yeah, you have to drive like 20 more minutes to get there. But like right there, it's like, no, this is just what it is.
Yeah.
It's just a pass-through.
It's such an interesting reality because like I was in Joshua Tree. And I'm just like looking at like the houses, like this random like small house, and I'm like, okay, the person that lives there, what do you do for a living?
Yeah.
I've wondered that.
Like,
too.
how do you live your life? Like, I'm sure you like this to an extent because you're here. And if you really wanted to, you would move just 2 hours away.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm like me in my reality. I'm like living in Los Angeles. I like to go do stuff and be all over the place. I'm not really ever home. And I'm always kind of doing something and going somewhere. So, like, seeing people that, like, live in these, like, smaller towns, like, your reality is so different.
Yeah.
It is.
Traveling, like, 10 plus minutes just to go to the grocery stores, like, I can't imagine. Like, I need to live, like, right next to, like, I need just convenience of everything. It's like, oh, fuck, I gotta go run to the store real quick. I can do that in a 5-minute trip. That's to the store, get what I need to do, and come back. Over there, it's like I gotta drive 20 minutes to the closest store and then do it, and then 20 minutes. That's a 40-minute fucking trip for one thing if you forget something.
I mean, I don't even need convenience. I just need, like, to live life outside of, like, that. Like, because I feel like if you, like, live in the middle of nowhere, what are you doing for fun?
I think it's a minimal lifestyle, dude. They're just there, living on the couch or watching TV.
That sounds like my worst nightmare.
I mean, I think some people might enjoy it. I don't know.
No, I know people that enjoy it. I
Yeah.
genuinely understand enjoying it. I can't do it. Like, even, like, I have friends that go to the movies all the time, which I'm not knocking people that go to the movies at all.
Don't look at me.
Do it, but, like, I've gone to the movie theater, like, once a year for the last, like, 6 years.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
Vibe.
I'm sorry, but 3 hours is a long time to do nothing.
I'm the outsider in this conversation.
Do
right
your
now.
thing though.
Oh, I love going to the movies. It's like it's an escape from reality. Like I have my own reality, and then when I go to the movies, it's like, oh man, that's kind of cool. I wish I could do that. Like if I'm a spy, fucking diving off
Right.
a cliff, I'm like, damn, that's kind of sick.
I can see it. I can get the appeal of it. I totally do. It's just so long.
Yeah.
It is, no, especially now. I know a lot of movies have been going on for that 2 hour and 2 hour and a half mark.
Yeah, when did movies start getting long? Make
That's
movies
right.
short again.
Yeah, I like
The
hour
90
comedies.
The 90-minute movie.
Yeah.
Give me a good 90-minute movie.
90 minutes is the like minimum requirements to be a full-length feature film. So
Yeah,
that's
give me
all
like
you
a
need, bro.
91er. Like 91 minutes, we're good.
Yeah.
I don't need anything
It's a
more.
solid- it's a solid time.
I don't need an Oppenheimer. I don't.
Did you watch it?
No.
Oh wait, did you watch that?
No, yeah.
Oh,
haven't
okay.
got to it.
I haven't either.
I haven't
so.
gotten to it. I would like to, but like they were talking about how I was talking to someone that did see it, and they were saying before seeing it, they were like, "Oh yeah, I need to see it in 70 millimeter because that was the platform it was shot in."
Me?
And I was like, "Okay, totally get it." As a film nerd, I could really appreciate things being shot on certain like mediums.
Yeah.
But then they were like, "Oh yeah, but they had to switch over to digital for other frames because of how loud the 70 millimeter camera was. That a lot of the dialogue wasn't filmed. A lot of the dialogue had to be filmed on a digital camera that was quieter."
Huh.
I was like, "Okay," and then he was like, "Yeah, so every few minutes, it would change aspect ratio."
Oh,
Really?
In 70 millimeter, you saw it?
Yeah, like it would go from 70 millimeter to
Uh-huh.
like a different aspect ratio,
shit.
and I was like,
What?
That
I was
kind of
like-
takes away from the whole experience.
Yeah.
"Yeah," I was like, "Okay, that just ruined it for me, so I'm never gonna go see it. Thanks," because
Interesting. I
for
didn't
one,
know
it's
that.
3 hours.
It's a long
And
movie.
if it's doing that every other dialogue.
Yeah, like if you have to
fucking-
switch cameras for dialogue, and now I have to like readjust my eyes, I'm gonna go watch the Barbie movie
That
instead.
doesn't make sense. You might as well have just done it like after. You just filmed the whole movie, then just dubbed
Put the
over.
audio
Yeah,
over it.
just
Yeah.
dub over it after.
Yeah.
Like, why would you?
Probably said
film
that's too much work. We already
I'll
got
just
3
go watch the
cameras
Barbie
working.
movie. It's fine. Like Margot Robbie, Barbie movie.
Barbie
we're
movie's
good.
sick, dude.
a great
We've already
movie.
seen it.
Dude, I
Hop
haven't
on.
seen it yet. I'm really sad about it.
Sick.
Like that's the one movie that's like my one movie for the year.
Yeah.
Oh, go check out.
That's good.
Pretty
It's the Barbie
solid
movie.
Yeah,
choice.
that's a good
Yeah,
choice.
Pretty solid
Yeah.
choice.
Since we probably won't get anything else for the rest of the year, most likely. So
Yeah.
that's it's a solid choice.
I think it'll probably be the one eventually. I don't know when it goes out of theaters. I don't know how long movies stay in theaters for.
Like 3
Me
weeks.
either.
I think.
But that seems short because I feel like I remember like movies used to be in the theater for like 5 months, and then they
Damn.
either now.
What theater are you
Maybe
going
not
to?
5 months, but they used to be
Like a
in the
while.
theaters for a long time. Now I feel like
Well,
I'll
I-
see a commercial for the movie right on TV. I'll see the movie now in theaters, and then like a week and a half later, it's like, okay, now streaming. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how are we already like at home? Like the movie just came out like a week ago.
I just think there's so many movies being made now. It's a very sad
I mean, not
thing.
right now. There's a writer's strike.
Yeah, not
Oh,
right
well,
now.
well, previously. How long does it take to make a movie? And then
Years.
produce it and all that?
Years.
A while.
So they have backlogs of all the movies coming out now.
Okay.
Theoretically, yeah.
Theoretically, sure.
Yeah, no movie, no, nothing is getting made now. So like everything that's getting put out right now
Has
has
been
been
already-
done.
yeah.
All right, so like we'll see the effects of the writer's strike in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
I would give it maybe 5. I would give it a few months, to be honest.
Maybe. I don't know.
Less movies coming out.
I just need a third season of The Bear and I'll be happy. The TV show. Outside of that, I really don't care for anything on TV or
Bear.
movie.
You don't know
Is
about
that the
Bear.
one on Hulu?
Yeah, the chef.
Yeah,
Oh,
chef.
Chicago
Yes, chef.
Chef.
Yes, chef. Thank you,
That's
chef.
right.
Yeah, chef.
Chef.
Thank you, chef.
I'm watching. I'm still on first season.
Oh, dude, it's
First
my favorite show right now.
I haven't hopped on. I'll have to hop
It's-
on.
it's
I've
a
heard
pretty
good things.
solid-
No,
for
no,
sure.
it's like I don't watch TV. I don't really care for TV, but like for whatever reason, I was like, oh, this seems like a good show, and I used my ex-girlfriend's Hulu to watch it.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
with permission, she let me use
Oh,
it.
okay.
With permission.
All right.
I asked
Respectful.
her. I was like, hey, can I use your Hulu to
Love
watch this? She said yes. So I watched season 1, and then we got Hulu at home, so I watched season 2. Bro, so good.
Nice.
Like,
What intrigued you?
I like cooking.
Oh, okay.
I just like the aspect, like, I don't know, I just enjoy cooking. So, just a show where they're literally just a chef going, like, just the whole thing of, like, this Michelin star rated chef going home
Yeah.
after, like, not really being home. He, like, leaves to go to Europe to, like, become a Michelin star rated chef. Holds 2 stars at a restaurant and out of nowhere, like, drops that to go back to his family or, like, his brother's restaurant and, like, rebuild it. I don't know. It's just really interesting storyline. And then you see like episode 1, and he's like selling vintage denim. To like get meat, which is such like an interest. It like crossed worlds perfectly for me because I like fashion, I like food, I like cooking, I like the whole aspect of just like I don't know. It just
hit
really
all the check marks,
it hit everything. And the cinematography was amazing.
It's a good
and
show.
like had a lot of like really small named actors that just performed really well. So I think it appealed in all those boxes, and now I'm just hoping for season 3.
Right.
I think you like it. I'm still going to season 2.
I'm sure I will.
Oh, it gets better. Season 2 is so much better. Like
Okay,
season
say
1
less.
sets up the plot, and then season 2 sets up each character.
Oh, say less. I'm kind of caught up on something else right now, but I'll get there soon.
Yeah, it's my only TV show for the year. So
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
I pick like one a year.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, I mean, what else is going on? I mean, I kind of already alluded to this earlier, but you started an OnlyFans. Like, okay, hell
Okay, I did. Okay,
yeah. Let's talk about it. What was the?
let's talk about it a little bit.
What was the kicker to be like? All right.
Okay, so I don't really post it on my Instagram. That one's an interesting one. I don't know why. I think I just still hold this like weird like. I started one mostly because most of my clientele now is people in the adult industry. And I was shooting so much work, but I couldn't share any of it anywhere.
Yeah.
Like it just because out of respect for my clients, I didn't want to put out work that someone else is going to pay for. So like I didn't want someone that follows them to be able to find my page like on Twitter and find
Just have all the
photos,
free.
find them all for free. So I didn't want to do that. So I was like, okay, well I need to put these somewhere. And I kind of held off on doing it for like the longest time until I was like, all right, well I'm just gonna see how it works, see what happens. And I don't really care how much money I make on it. Like that doesn't really matter. I just want to like share these photos that I can't really do anything with.
Yeah.
So now that's a thing. It's been an interesting time having one because now it's created like this divide on my social media pages that like it's kind of noticeable. Me and my friends have had this conversation where it's like people now have speculations and assumptions about who I am based off of my social media. And then there's the person I am outside of social media. So like on the internet, I just look like a dickhead that does like dumb shit all the time, is around women all the time, is like doing whatever he wants. But the reality is like that's like 2 hours of like my week.
Yeah.
Or that's like my weekend. That's like and it's all so organized. I'm like, okay, from like 12 to 2 I have to go to this shoot and shoot this. And then from like 4 to 6 I have to go shoot that. And then later someone's gonna come over and I'm gonna take pool photos from like 12 to 3. And that's it. That's the only time content gets like I'm shooting and making photo video with like friends. And outside of that, my life's incredibly structured. And like I go to the gym, I work out, I eat like properly, and like I'm structuring, like I'm trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle. But all people care to see is like that like 6 to 7 hours of my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's so much more happening.
All right, everyone. Sorry about that. Quick little technical difficulties again. Like we said, we're testing things out. We're testing things out in the studio. Had a problem with one of the cameras, but we're back. Everything's good. Now we all just nice and close with each other. But SMALLICEDCOFFEE's still here. We're still talking. We're still living life. Everything is still good. But yeah, let's get back into what we were talking about. Your recent OnlyFans venture, I guess we can call it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you were essentially saying that you decided to go for it because you're like, oh, I'm working with these people who kind of already have a paywall on some of their content, so you didn't want to, provide a disservice to them by producing content that is usually paywalled for free. So the OnlyFans came about in a way to just be a, do that.
I mean, ultimately, that's what is happening, and it's a fun time. It's cool. I have it now. I manage it. I post here and there. And I honestly have just a crazy back catalog of photos that are just sitting.
Yeah.
Most of this year's work has just been sitting. So, like, even like I also took a hiatus from posting on Instagram, so I have just so many photos that I just haven't done anything with. So now I'm like, okay, cool. Now that I can share these on a new platform, and like figure it out, it's been a fun time to do so. And yeah, it's also just been cool to like just connect with creators that are also like in that and like have a lot of really cool conversations about like reasoning of why doing it and like how we're trying to like grow our platform and like get to different spots. And I don't know, it's a fun time. It's weird to have one. I'm like, I have been around it for such a long time, but I have never had one, so it's different.
That is,
So it's like, it's so strange. Like, it almost feels like cringy to talk about it at some points, but then I'm like, no, it's just me sharing photos.
Yeah.
It's really not that crazy. Like,
Have you been on OnlyFans before?
I've been on it, but I don't have like any like account.
Do you have an experience? What's been your experience?
Oh, I just went onto it, and then I realized, I have to create an account, and then I was all like, yeah, no, maybe not. I didn't want to. I didn't want to get caught up. All I know, my girl's peeping through my emails, and then I get that confirmation
subscription
email, subscription thing, and then I'm like, okay, well, how do I explain this? Oh, it's
all you're doing is supporting small businesses.
Yeah, small business.
You're supporting small businesses. People love supporting small businesses until it's a fucking OnlyFans page. Like,
facts.
Why are you so tight? Like, I know you want to go to a small coffee shop, and like, you don't want. I want to Starbucks today, but like, I know on a weekend we're going to a small little coffee shop, mom and pop owned, or like whatever. Or like you want to buy from a small brand, and now when you're consuming what you're going to consume on OnlyFans, now it's a problem because it's in person. It's the same concept. Why are you changing the concept?
I'm not changing the concept. I just.
I know you're not. I'm just like, in general, when you're talking to other people about it.
Oh, gotcha.
I know you're good, but like outside of that, just in people in general.
Yeah. That was me with the bikini baristas. Yeah. You don't know about those?
Yeah, they're like in Portland, right? Yeah. I have a few friends that are like people like mutuals on the internet that are bikini baristas, and like
they have one here.
Oh, really?
And I think it's in Garden Grove. It's like an Asian one though.
I've heard of this one. Somebody told me about that.
I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called.
It's like a shop though.
It's a full-on shop.
Yeah.
You go in, order some coffee, hang out. They're serving you in bikinis and stuff. I think the one I saw was like in a drive-thru.
Yeah, all the one I've been to. It's just a drive.
They're mostly drive-thrus.
It's just like a box. Just a box that fits one person. That's it, and you just pull up. You should just work it.
They didn't know you by name.
I've only went once.
Oh.
But hey, I was supporting small business.
Supporting small businesses. But those are interesting too. Like those little like bikini baristas. Because I'm like, for one, I get it to an extent. But like, how do you become a regular there? And also like,
trust me.
I think
there's
no. But like, how do you stop in when you have? Okay, because I have a few like mutuals that do it, and I've had conversations with them about it. And one of them was telling me about like, she's like, yeah, it's like when 4 people come to the drive-thru like in the same car, and I'm like, how did that conversation emerge? What conversation did you have with your boys?
Hey, you want to get coffee?
Full car, and you're like, yo, you want to go get coffee?
No, not Starbucks.
Not Starbucks.
Yeah, and then the driver's like, I know a place.
I know a spot right down the street, right here. Yeah, I go there all the time.
That's pretty. Yeah,
they're in bikinis, man.
I did take my buddy with me, so it was 2 of us in the car when we went, and it was
Did you give a heads up, or you were like completely?
No, we planned this because we knew that it was a thing. So we're like, bro, we have to go do this. Like, we're out here, like we should do it.
You just got a fucking latte.
We just pulled up, and we were just like, it was good. She was just like, how you guys doing? Like, we were just first timers doing it. Yeah, but no, it was just funny because we were just.
I mean, it's
talking,
just like it's just the Hooters of coffee, like
it is just the Hooters of coffee. But yeah, you could tell because it's like some people, like if it's not busy, like, you could just sit there parked and like talk to this person for like as long as you really want or until like they get bored type shit. But if it's like there's a line, you're kind of just like at the whim of like, okay, like here's your coffee, now you have to leave type shit. Because like you can like I don't know how much you could do, but it's like I'm sure it's like most things. If you got enough money, you can really,
I mean, everybody enjoys a good conversation and money.
Yeah.
Like, those are 2 great things in life, a good conversation and money. So like, the longer you talk, the more you spend, and then go on about your day.
Yeah, but that was a fun dynamic because it's not out here, especially in LA. Like that's not like a thing
not a
really.
thing, no.
But up there, it's just funny because they're like all over the place.
Oh,
You
really?
just
There's
see
multiple
boop.
locations.
Oh, they're like different companies.
But also, just
Oh.
to tangent on the same topic,
Uh-huh.
how old were you when you went to Hooters for the first time?
7.
Bro, I think I was like 10.
Yeah, like my thought process is, why was Hooters almost branded as a family establishment? Like it is, sure, to an extent.
To an extent.
It's like an Applebee's. It's the same
But, like-
that Hooters is in terms of like food.
I felt guilty going in there. Like at that age, I was like, there's a lot of like girls here, and they're like looking all good and stuff, right? They're like in the shorts.
Yeah.
And everything, and I'm like, am I supposed to be here at 10 years old? You know?
Right. No, that makes so much sense. I find it to be such an interesting dynamic. Like,
Are you a
This is
Hooters
a-
calendar kind of guy?
Am I a
Did you ever get like a Hooters calendar?
No, I did get a shirt though.
A Hooters shirt?
A Hooters shirt.
Hooter shirts are cool.
Yeah.
If you can get your hands like on an older Hooter shirt, those are cool.
Dude. I wish I'd never gave away all my old like, shirts.
They're starting to go like disappear.
Yeah, they're like gone now. I mean,
Yeah.
like they're not gone, but they're like disappearing.
There used to be a lot more, I feel.
Because there was like the opposite of, well, this is a different brand. It was like Twin Peaks or whatever, where
Okay.
it was like I saw them in Texas when
I
I
like
lived there,
that name.
Okay.
That's a
and
good
it was the
name.
same concept except they were in like,
Do you get the name?
Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's the.
Okay.
yeah,
Just
and it was
making
just like two little mountains,
Yeah.
and
And Tilted Kilt too. That's a.
right. That's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was that one on TikTok. I don't know if y'all saw it. It's like the emo Hooters. It's like girls in black skirts. Oh no! Oh, we can talk about this.
gonna need a little
okay,
more
okay.
information.
So on TikTok,
Drop the Addy,
on
drop the Addy.
TikTok. I don't know where it is, but it almost feels like, I mean, it just feels like the same thing as Hooters. But these girls are in like black skirts and like green tops
Uh-huh.
that are just like tied up,
Nice.
and it's like just emo shotties.
I
and
think we
I'm-
need to go there.
Even it's like, hey, for the podcast, we're doing a field trip.
Yeah,
and,
I think we might-
Yeah, I think. Hey, like if y'all, I'll return for the third one, and we can
Alright.
send it.
It's special.
just like how you said how 4 guys going in.
This is how it
This is the conversation.
Yeah.
This is the conversation.
Yeah, it's-
Oh, amazing! We just had the
Three
conversation.
guys being like, oh, you know, it'd be sick to go see emo chicks and get served. Hey, let's fucking do it.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
I just never
There
had
it
the
is.
conversation to know, but like now that we just had it, I'm like, I could see it.
Yeah.
I totally make sense.
Yeah, it's not, it's
Hey,
not
that's
hard.
interesting.
It's not
I'm
hard.
very intrigued now. I'm gonna go on TikTok later.
Oh yeah, no, the emo women of TikTok could ruin my life. Every single one. Of them.
Facts. Yeah.
Every single one.
Yeah, TikTok is crazy with that shit
Yeah.
in general.
There's like a band on TikTok, and their whole brand that they've done is like they have a wall, and it's like they just have a art. They do basically the news like this week on the emo women of TikTok, and they just break down like what women are post, like just breaking, like they just do dumb shit, just talking about like the women that are like now promoting their music. And they're like, we've reached our demographic.
Yeah.
Emo women and men that like them.
You're reaching a demographic right here, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, and it's just this band that they have a wall of emo women, and I'm like, this is a great time.
Yeah.
I follow them immediately.
I'm gonna need that account later.
Yeah.
That's where I'm gonna get my news.
Yeah, it's the only place I need news from. I don't watch the news. I just go to
Going
them.
on.
I don't care what else is going on.
Who needs world politics when I got emo girl news?
Like
to
the
catch
world
up
is
on?
burning, everything is falling apart.
Yeah.
Emo women.
Emo women will save us.
Emo women will save us. And so yeah, so like, why would I go anywhere else for news?
I like that.
Respectfully.
How influential was Shigo to you as a child growing up?
Shigo.
Yeah.
Okay. Shigo, yes.
Uh-huh.
The girl from Danny Phantom also.
Sam.
Oh, okay.
Sam. Oh
bro.
my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna know it off the top of head.
For
Yeah.
one, like I constantly say I'm scared of women,
Yeah.
but my type is women that scare me. So
Fuck, dude. That's a bar.
so like what do you want me to do?
Oh, that hurts.
Sam and Shigo? Yeah, absolutely.
It's such a bar.
Like
Yeah, there's no competition on that.
what do you want from me? Like, no.
Yeah.
They still influence it to this day.
It's deep rooted, I think.
And then now that women have realized this and then like dress up as Shigo, I'm like, I'm done. I'm just gonna go cry in this corner now.
Yeah, when you play up to the act, that's when you know when you're in trouble. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Life stuff.
TikTok has made life scrolling the internet so easy.
much fun.
It's so much fun.
So much fun. It is.
I'm like, who would have thought? Connecting everyone on a video-only platform would bring me so much joy.
All right.
Damn.
Well, shit. What else? Is there anything else you want to talk about that's going on in your life? man?
See what's going on in my life. I think playing back to social media and life. I don't know. Right now, I'm just like kind of vibing, kind of just making photos, kind of figuring out who I am on the internet, who I am in real life, and finding a happy medium between the two. That's been a fun time.
Yeah.
It's a fucking headache and a half. I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird now because like being on the internet the way that I am, I enjoy it. I really enjoy doing what I do, and like trying to build a platform and build a following. And like I have such a small following now. Like it's very small, but I've found a lot of friends through it. But I also find people that are just like not nice.
Yeah.
And so that's been tough. Just people being weird on the internet and like people being like not positive. I had so many girls tell me they couldn't date me. I'm like, great. I wasn't asking for this, your unsolicited advice, but we're here now. Thank you for telling me.
Slamming myself.
Yeah.
For no
I didn't
reason.
even respond to that. Just thanks.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Okay, so the first time I responded with like, I really had the conversation, and then by the last one, I was like, first of all, I asked them a question. I was like, okay, first, why do you think I would date you? Second, I don't care.
Yeah.
By like the fifth one, I was like, I have no mental capacity to care about this anymore. But it was a weird conversation to have. I was just like, yo, because like the first one, I genuinely wanted to know. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm like, where is this coming from? And like, I think she thought I was like mad at her. And I was like, no, I'm not mad, nor do I really care. But I just want to understand where you're coming from with this.
Yeah.
So we had the conversation, and then it happened again, like literally 4 days later. And this one was interesting because the girl that told me this time was like, I could never date you because you're always around women. And I was like, interesting, okay. Mm-hmm. We had a whole conversation about it, and I don't know. I was like, well, you've had an OnlyFans. You know how it is to be around, have people like follow you and all these things. She's like, yeah, but what you do is different. I'm like, what do you mean? We're doing the exact same thing. I don't know. It just felt weird. Like it felt so like the double standards were high, and I get it. Men have weird double standards. I guess everyone has a weird double standards.
Yeah.
And that was just a weird conversation. And then I was like, okay, cool. And then I didn't respond. And then a week later, she was like, so can I hire you for photos? And then like try to like get me to give her a discount. And I was like,
How you
huh?
gonna come at me like that and
Yeah.
then ask for a discount later? Like,
It was a wild time. I was like, this is so weird. I don't know. The internet's weird now. I have my main account. I also have a separate account that I like post myself, like my regular life on, because I kind of need it at this point. Yeah, and then just being an idiot on the internet, basically. I think people forget that like we're all just. I mean, especially people that like do social media. I do social media for work to an extent because it's how I get booked. It's how I like get followers. The more followers I have, the more viewers I have. Like all of this helps me just continue to get more bookings.
Yeah.
It's really the only reason I'm doing it. I'm only doing it so I can get more bookings, which helps me get paid. So of course I'm gonna lean into the shit that's gonna help me get paid. So I treat the internet like a job now, and it saved me a lot of headache. Just going, no. This is the person they want you to be. So you're just going to be that for like a little bit. And then we're going to go to our personal account and talk about like fashion and this weird fucking niche pair of Sambas that you found that some guy in Germany's making. Because that's what I find interesting. And then on the other account, we're just going to post the photos we take.
Yeah.
Because it's work. It's a fun time. I don't know. It's weird. It's fun.
It is.
mixing work and pleasure, but
Yeah.
Same
It's
thing. Yeah.
somebody tweeted that I saw it was like, when you start doing porn, it's the only thing that you go pro in where the sex gets worse.
Damn.
Nah.
And I was like, oh, that
I
kind of
see.
makes sense.
Crazy to think about, but
I'm like,
Yeah.
which makes sense because I'm like, I'm not doing anything with the people I shoot, and then I'm also, everyone thinks I am on the internet,
Yeah.
so no one touches. So I do nothing with no one, and then I just go home and edit photos.
Yeah, this is just a lose-lose situation for
know,
my
what a
image.
bittersweet
Like,
situation.
Kind of. It's okay. It's totally fine. It's whatever. It's like, it's just an interesting perception that people have.
Yeah.
Of like what you post on the internet, taking it all as true. And also just building a perception of someone is before you even meet them. Because that's been a common thing where just people be like, oh, I didn't like, I don't know, I had someone that didn't like me before they met me, and then they met me and they were like, oh, you're great. And I was like, yeah, I know that.
why would you think otherwise?
Yeah. Why would you think otherwise? Like, I gave you no reason to think otherwise. So,
People are crazy.
Dude, it's
People
weird.
are crazy.
yeah, the internet's not for the weak these days.
No.
And like, I don't even have a lot of followers, so I'm scared for people that have a lot of followers. Like,
imagine everything that they're.
the like mental toughness it takes to have like that, because like I forget at times when I I just post silly photos that I take because I think they look cool, and then I get DMs from people being like, oh, I like loved your work. Like, I had someone a few years ago DM me that were like, oh yeah, I showed your photos to like my class because I really like the way you frame things and like you shoot. And I'm like, huh? You're a teacher sharing photos I made to like your photography class as an example of what to do. And I'm just like, I'll take your photo. I think I can make a half decent photo sometimes.
Yeah.
Speaks
it-
volumes on your work, though. Like,
Yeah. It's just I guess I don't take it serious. I don't take myself seriously enough to just be like, oh yeah. And I don't think anyone should take themselves seriously enough to like, because when you do see people that are like, I influence this and I influence that, I'm like, relax. Every photo you've taken has already been taken by someone else. Sure, you may feel like you are incredibly original, and you might be original to who you are, but photos have been made for such a long time that there's almost no original composition that you could think of. So whether you're not influenced directly, you might have been indirect. I don't know, just like people on the internet just being like, oh, I'm not influenced by anyone. I'm like, sure, but like everything you shoot feels like a 2004 like album cover. Like, you could I'm like, so you're telling me the wide angle photo with the guy looking up into camera with people around him wasn't already shot?
Yeah.
That's insane. How are y'all doing?
Shit, man. You can go first.
Okay, sure.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. Been doing my thing. For those of you who have been watching and been keeping up to date with my Naruto endeavor, I just started it. So I'm proud of it.
Finally.
I'm proud. I mean, I watch a lot of anime, and Naruto was never on my top to watch. And now here I am watching it from the absolute beginning.
It's a lot.
Hey, it's all right. It's all right.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
You watch anime. You can tell. You just look excited about anime.
Me or
No, you.
Yeah, I was like,
I do.
I mean, both of you.
Yeah,
Do you
I
both
mean-
watch anime?
I love anime.
That's interesting.
Why?
I don't know. I just can't get into it.
It's all right.
But like, you guys like it, so
you
like,
gotta find the right thing, and I think that's what we've been kind of discussing.
so Avatar: The Last Airbender.
How'd you like? I liked it. That was,
No, it's great. I love that.
oh,
I think I'm annoying, and I'm the person that calls anime cartoons on purpose.
Gotcha.
So like, but I also I'm like what you like, as long as it's not hurting anyone else, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just can't. I also don't watch things.
about to give him the darkest
busy.
animes.
Hey, man, it's what I like. But yeah, I mean, you're busy. Fuck it. You don't do anything when you're editing. Like, you don't watch anything like while you're editing. You think you're just focused on editing.
I play music a lot in the background. I mean, I think in our last podcast I talked about how music influences the photos I take.
Yeah.
So I play a lot while I'm editing. It's mostly music these days.
Music.
Like,
Okay.
I listen to podcasts in day-to-day life while I'm like doing like whatever else I'm doing, like driving or whatnot. But for the most part, music is just playing in the background while I'm editing. Because if I don't watch things. I have a Netflix account that everyone else uses, and like I'll watch like a TV show or two here or there, but it's nothing crazy.
It's because like when you're editing, like you're like if you're distracted with other visual stimuli, then it's just like it's gonna take your editing longer to do because like if I look at this and I have to like look over here to see what's happening, or like it's just.
I mean, like my current process right now for editing is I shoot a lot of Polaroids and Instax, so I have to scan those, and those are time consuming to scan. So I have a desktop where I do that, and then front of it I have my laptop. So I'm doing editing on both.
Gotcha.
So there isn't a screen available to watch anything.
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
And then I just have music playing. And if I'm not scanning stuff, then I'll just play stuff on YouTube on my desktop.
Yeah.
And I'll usually like watch Tiny Desk concerts. Action Bronson just had one that was fire.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that one yet, but I saw he did one.
So good.
Nice.
It's Action Bronson's my favorite. If I ever make it in life, I want him to narrate my
That'd be kind of sick.
That's pretty sick.
Like
Kinda
I
sick.
think I tweeted a lot. I literally have used the caption. It's like life looking like an Action Bronson verse, because like Action Bronson verses are crazy. First of all, this man's always naked.
Yep.
He's in the backseat of some exotic car.
Yup.
He's eating some like delicious food off of like some woman or something.
Yup.
And he's just like smoking a joint, living his life,
Yup.
doing the craziest shit, like acting crazy. And it's amazing. So like, yeah,
not?
I want my life to look like an Action Bronson verse.
Yeah.
like
Why
that.
not?
So I really fuck with Mans. And he also, you ever see like his olive oil endeavor?
I think so. I think I remember. I never looked.
He made
into
an olive
it much.
oil. He made a beer. He had a cookbook, I think. He had a regular book. Like
Entrepreneur.
he, what else did he do? He did a lot of cool stuff.
TV show.
Yeah, he did a TV show, and then he kept the rights for it from Vice, and then took it back, and then is now doing it self-produced,
Yeah.
which is fire. Because the self-produced stuff is better than the Vice stuff.
Hell yeah.
So like now he just hangs out like with different rappers. Like he had like Larry June and Alchemist on, which Alchemist always works with them, but like they were eating food with Larry June. Like, and this was right after Larry June and Alchemist tape dropped. So like it was just a vibe to watch all them eating, hanging out. That's my favorite shit.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
The
just
real
dudes,
lifestyle.
Yeah,
Dudes
making-
being guys.
dudes being guys, eating good food, playing, making music, making some art, eating some good food, living it. Like that's what I want.
For real.
That.
So like that's what I like to watch. Is like that's my idea of like watching things. Is like Action Bronson, stuff like that. I'll watch YouTubers before I'll watch TV shows.
I get like that. Unless it's like anime. Like I rarely watch like regular TV shows, like syndicated like TV shows, sitcoms. Like, I don't really watch like a lot of like shows. Like it's either just like random YouTube videos that I'll just watch for hours, or it'll just be like anime. Like that's really all I really consume, or
Yeah.
movies. But
That's valid. That makes so much sense. I mean, like everything else is cool. There's obviously something for everyone, and I really enjoy that. I really enjoy being around people that like other things, because like I want to know about a cool movie, because my chances of watching it are 0 to none. But I want to hear how excited you are about it,
yeah,
and like that part's cool. And then I want to hear your takeaways and like what it was important. I'll probably watch spoilers, and like TikTok will show me something at some point, but I'm not gonna watch the movie. And I'm like, just give me the cool information you like and be excited about something, and then I'll just go on about my day, because I'm probably not gonna watch it. And I don't know, my friends know I'm not gonna watch movies. Like they just know. Like I have a friend who's just like, oh yeah, we're gonna go watch. And every now and again I'll just be like, yo, you want to go see that movie? And he's like, you're not gonna go. And I was like, I know.
movies are great, man. Movies are fun.
I'm sure they are. Like I'm sure. I've been to the movie once this year, and it was only to hang out with my ex-girlfriend.
So out of all the movies that you've watched in the theater, which is once a year, well,
Yeah.
what's your favorite genre?
I'll go watch any Star Wars movie that's coming out in theater.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like if it's in theater, I'll watch. I watched Rogue One.
I like that one.
The first one where that Ray girl comes out.
Yeah.
That was one of them. I remember watching that like the day after Christmas.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like I'll watch Star Wars. I'm down for a good Star Wars movie.
Are you deep into Star Wars like lore videos then as well, or are you just kind of like committed to movies?
I like the movies. I don't remember what's happening 90% of the time because just as soon as I watch it, I'm like, all right, that's out of my mind.
Yeah.
But it's really good while it's happening.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Now my favorite thing has been, I think this YouTuber, like fitness YouTuber named like Alex Eubank, has hardstyle Star Wars mixes in his like videos, and one of them it's like literally just when he's turning into Darth Vader and like they're having like that fight. He's like, I have the higher ground, and he's like, I hate it. Like that part.
Yeah.
It just plays with hardstyle over it. It's so hard.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And I watch that. I listen to that sometimes. It's so stupid. I love it. I don't know why. It's just like it's just that scene is really good.
That's a great scene. I love that scene.
Yeah, and then there's that one in the like Obi-Wan movie or whatever it is when he finally or like when Vader and him have that conversation. Like when he's just like, you didn't kill Darth Vader. Or you didn't kill whatever. You didn't create Vader. I did. And like he's like, I was reading something on it because I don't know, I like Star Wars a little bit, and they're talking about just like they're like Obi-Wan was like physically good but like mentally ruined, while Vader was like mentally good, incredibly strong, and physically ruined, and they were both, and like Vader just like lived with this hatred towards Obi-Wan and wanted to kill him until he saw who he was until he saw him, and then was like, ultimately was just like the person that I'm going after no longer exists.
Yeah.
Like I've been chasing to like kill this person that like ultimately like I feel ruined my entire life because he pretty much like ruined him physically, but that person doesn't exist anymore. So I'm just chasing a fantasy. I don't know. It's weird.
Balance in the Force.
Oh, wow.
That is what all of Star Wars is broken down to.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much imbalance like in those fight scenes. Because like when he's telling him like, I loved you. Like they're not so like that. That was him admitting that he broke a rule. Like I loved you.
Oh,
like I was not feeling like
because Jedi's can't
feel
attachment.
Yeah, there's no attachments.
Yeah.
He's like, but I loved you. He was admitting that he broke a rule of loving him, and like that's why he feels responsible for him becoming a Sith, because like joining the dark side, because he felt this attachment to him, even though he knew he was going down like this wrong path. He loved him, and therefore he had to let him become who he was gonna become.
Yeah, because the hate was the balance to that love.
Yeah, like there had to be hate for the love to appear.
And like you said, the strong mental against the broken body, against the broken body, against the strong mental, and that. It's all balance, dude. It's just fucking...
Yeah, it's all balance in the Force, man.
Star Wars is all about balance.
Bro.
Yeah, Star Wars is sick, man.
I need you to watch that Freddie Prinze Jr. Episode where he's on a podcast, right? And
I watched it.
Oh, you watched how he explained the Force? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Dude. But that's what, summarize it up. That's pretty much just what it is. It's like you can really like predict what's gonna happen just because as long as you follow. What the fuck did I just say? As long as you follow the balance rule, like it. It's always gonna be. You already know if something happens here, okay, there has to be a reaction that's gonna equalize what happened previous, and then it's just gonna keep going until
seeking balance. That's weird.
That's why it's like everything is like in their universe. Everything is like essentially just like on a specific line because there's always gonna be the balance. So like even from the beginning, like Anakin as a kid was already gonna be Darth Vader regardless of what happened. Like that's just who he was born to be, whether or not he knew that or expected that. Like that was always in the cards for him, just because that's how the Force fucking took him.
Do you think that translates to life? Do you think you were born with an intention of who you were going to become?
I think it's a little bit different for us. I think that's
Maybe
movie logic.
Yeah, but like life
opinion.
logic. A human created that movie logic.
Yeah, I know. So that's where I think it comes from. You know, it comes from human interactions and human experience, but
Right.
it's hard to personally put like, okay, if you were to look at yourself when you were 10 years old and like fast forward 30 years to see what you become, and like you can see that you can always change that image. Like your future is never really like
Right.
always done. Like you're always able to change that. So in movie logic, there really was nothing Anakin could have done to prevent him from becoming Darth Vader. Like that was
Valid.
his path, regardless for whatever else was going on in the universe.
Solid. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think there's obviously those schools of thought that believe like we're born with intention of what of who we are and what we're going to become, and that you can see that even translate through like cultures, like the Indian Sikh cultures, where you're given a job and you're giving a job and you're going to do that job, and that's who you are.
Yeah.
And that's what you are as a person now. And I don't know. I think, and then obviously the decision of choice, and like we all can make decisions that are gonna deeply impact our lives and shift our realities. But I think ultimately, I think you create who you are, and then your smallest decisions are going to shift and move you in such direction.
Yeah.
But you might already have intention of who you were gonna become. I don't know. I think the universe has created this weird plan for people.
Yeah, small decisions. I often catch myself falling down that weird like train of thought of like every small decision is going to impact my future in some way, right? Like
Right.
just something as mundane as like, oh, I need to get gas in my car. I can either get gas tonight or I can get gas tomorrow morning. And whichever one I choose is vastly going to like change something possibly in my life. Like if I go tonight, something could happen at the gas station. Like I could see something or like something could go crazy.
Yeah.
And if I go in the morning,
Nothing
could happen. But so it's like I don't know what
like
it will transpire in the future, but like every little mundane choice will always like have some random. So I guess you could kind of say that like, you know, there's always going to be a balance to things. Like you're always like whatever action you're going to make, like there's going to be some sort of reaction to it, but it might not be as like equal as like, let's say the Force. Like it's not good and evil. It's just like, okay, if I saw this and I didn't see that, like that's just the difference in my life.
Right.
It's like I have this random image in my head that I saw something getting gas tonight instead of going in the morning, and that just changed like a random thought I would have. But that's still something that is unpredictable.
I mean, but like there's those small decisions that make big things different.
There are that as well. Yeah, there's that as well.
Okay, example, like 2019 December, I got shot at going to dinner.
Oh shit.
We originally planned dinner at one place. We ended up going to a different place.
Yeah.
The location switch we ended up getting shot at that night.
Mm-hmm.
So like things like that, or like people that like find or like go to a coffee shop and then find a romantic partner that they've been with for like 40 years.
Yeah.
Like such a small thing
Exactly.
can
So
change your reality so quickly and so easily.
There's that too, which again I think is, you know, it's interesting because it's like this small decision could either have a very small impact on my future, or this one small decision can have a huge impact like on
there's no way to tell. There's no way to tell until you've lived it.
Yeah, and then you look back at everything and you're like, oh, if I didn't. That's why you always have those. Oh fuck! If I only did this, you know, this would have been different. Or if I did the hindsight, like.
Oh yeah, when you're laying there at 3 a.m, just like questioning every single decision you ever made.
Oh yeah.
And then when you're broke, going, damn, I shouldn't have spent those $20 in 2018.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck! If I didn't go get lunch that one day, I would have had $20 extra.
You never would have. You would have spent them somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't know. Life's this interesting dynamic. I find it so interesting how even just like I like to connect what I see in movies and like life to like in other mediums to life because it's all influenced by it to an extent.
Definitely.
Which is where that Star Wars conversation came in, but also like the Truman Show. Have you seen the Truman Show?
Oh, with Jim Carrey.
With Jim Carrey.
Yes, sir.
Where like everything is he is destined for certain things without knowing it.
Yeah. They plan it. It's all planned.
It's all planned for him.
Yeah, but he doesn't know.
He doesn't know that, and that's another terrifying thought process.
Yeah.
It's like how much. I mean, obviously we have complete control over our realities, but also there's limitations on what we can do and what we can change that will give us long-term changing effects.
Yeah. Then that there's that it's the what's the word? The word is sonder, which is like the definition of is like not realizing that other people live like fulfilling lives. Because like say like if you're driving like on the freeway and you look over and you see someone, that's probably the one and only time you'll ever see that person. So you automatically think like, oh, that's not like a real person.
Yeah.
But that person in that split second that you saw them has their whole life that they're going through processing things and stuff like that. And it's like, and I think with this show and like every time we have guests on, like that always breaks me out of that kind of thought. Because it's like, obviously if I'm talking to you and I'm hearing the things that you do and like you are living a full life. So there's no way that I can just be like by myself and all of this is like not real because like I'm listening and I'm visually seeing all of these people and hearing their life stories and they're talking about it and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's incredibly easy to forget that. Like we forget the human experience.
Yeah.
We all live our experience, but we forget the human experience.
Everyone else is experiencing stuff as well.
And like I think the internet has created a like desensitivity to all of it. Where we're just like, oh, well, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do, and they're going to do what they're going to do, and I'm only going to see it when I feel like seeing it. But everyone else is also doing that.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone lives this life. Everyone, anytime any person you talk to has had good things, bad things happen in their life, and they're all just trying to figure it out at every single step of the way. And it's like I have those moments, like even this weekend, where like I get hired to take photos. Mm-hmm. I don't always humanize the experience outside of like, I'm here to take your photo. I'm going to create a beautiful experience for you, and we're going to make photos. But outside of that, a lot of people that I shoot don't really know me beyond that. So to like be around someone that like and consider a friend and also like a client, it's like, okay, weird. We're talking about like our human experiences. I'm also here to work.
Yeah.
I'm also here to like make this experience happen for you, but you know me as a person beyond that, and it feels weird sometimes. Mm-hmm. Just being like explaining your life and like even like talking about like money and like how it affects all of us. So many people are scared to have the conversation of money, but like it affects all of us.
Yeah.
Everyone makes a certain amount of money, and everyone on the internet believes you have to make a certain amount of money to live a good life. I hate that conversation too. Just like, my man has to make $100,000, and I'm like, you make $30,000.
Don't get me fucking started on. Yeah, I talked about that last week. And I fucking hate.
Dude,
that
it's such a weird conversation because it's like I don't understand it. I find it so weird to like even just that aspect of just like people being like, oh well, you don't live a fulfilling life unless you make like $100,000. I'm like, but who are you to define what a fulfilling life is? Why are you a stranger on the internet telling me how to live my life? And then what? Like, sure, I'm like, usually when it's this person, it's like a finance person telling you, and I'm like, I would hate to be you.
Yeah.
So don't tell me what a fulfilling life is, because I don't want to wake up every day, put a suit on, and have to deal with numbers. I want
a tie,
a fucking tie. You know how many jobs I've turned down because they're like, oh yeah, you have to wear like a fucking tie.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna take $10,000 less a year because of that fucking tie.
A tie every day. I would fucking hang myself with that tie by the end of it.
Like it sounds like a nightmare. And it's like just I'm like, even the aspect, I have friends that are just like, yeah, you have to dress for the job you want, and I'm like, I do. This is the job I want. Yeah. I want to wear whatever the fuck I want, do whatever I want, live my life, have fun, make money, and then that's it. The end. Like, I'm happy if you want to become something else in life. do your thing. Everyone has gonna find their own ways in life, and everyone's gonna live their own human experience. And we become so desensitized to other people's human experiences. But everyone's just trying to like live a fulfilling life and be happy, in whichever way they find it. And I don't believe you have to make a certain amount of money to do that.
Very true, man. Very true. Yeah,
This is
money.
deep. This is real deep.
Yeah, man, we're just
Got me
talking.
thinking.
We're just talking. It's a fun time.
We're just casually having
Like
conversations, man.
Yeah, I don't know, but like, how much money do you? Okay, so because I don't know, I feel like I was having a conversation with my friend last time. We were talking about like just dating and all that fun stuff, and I listened to I listen to a lot of podcasts, so like even like the finances behind dating and all that fun stuff. If you were with a partner, you know, you guys are both with partners.
Correct.
But if you were with a partner that said you have to make a certain amount of money each year, if not, I'm leaving you.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't even get
That's
past the
fine.
first date.
That's fine. You could leave me because I'm going to be who I am. And if you accept me for who I am, then great. We'll
Yeah.
grow together if
Right.
that's the case. But if you have an expectation, is this like first time meeting or is this like
Maybe not first time meeting, but like I feel like there's already like, I feel like when you meet someone for the first time, there's always a little bit of like, you get to experience who they are for the first time.
Gotcha.
And like on first dates, especially, like obviously I'm the person that pays for the first date. I pay for I pay for most dates.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's totally okay. I'm going to pay for them. But there becomes a point where it's just like expectation kicks in. And I hate expectation. I hate expectation of like, especially, I don't know if you've seen it happen where there's like, oh, like, be like, oh, I want this. Can you buy it for me? No. You make your own money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you're expecting me to like just give you what you want. Which sure, to an extent I want to do that for you if I like you. But like,
Yeah.
why is it an expectation now? Why does it like now that it's enrooted in our relationship and if I don't do this, it's gonna upset you?
Facts.
And that's where another conversation comes in. And if it turns into an argument, then so be it. But either way, I think communication between all that would
Yeah.
cut through that noise.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, expectation. If you have the expectation of me, and I'm not at that expectation, sorry. Like
Yeah, that's
so be
valid.
it. Like I'll get there. I'll get there in my own way, but I'm not gonna do it because you. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
right. Like, you obviously want to give your partner a better life
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
and do all the fun stuff that you're going to do with that. But once there's expectation kills a lot of things for a lot of people. I think that's part of it. I saw someone talk about it. They're like, before I even DM someone, I scroll their Instagram page, and this isn't me, this is someone else, and they go, before I approach them, I go, can I afford to maintain their lifestyle?
I should have done that first, but you know.
Because, like,
I'm gonna show her that clip.
let's talk about that. What do you mean? Like, expand.
No, I think like what you're saying. I mean, I know like she's, you know, obviously me and my girlfriend, we've been together for 3 years at this point, so it's, you know, something that we've had this conversation plenty of times. But yeah, sometimes it's where it's like, oh, like I want to go on vacation to Japan. I want to do a vacation to this. I want to do a vacation to this. I'm like, okay, how the fuck are we gonna pay for that?
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna just shell out all the money that I have to do this, even though I want to
I would
do
love
this
to
with
do this,
you.
yeah.
Like, it's not because I don't want to. It's like, okay, yeah, we can spend $5,000 right now and do this, or save the $5,000, buy a house, set up a family, have a much bigger like life environment. Not saying travel isn't important, but it's like, you know, I'm just like, you know, like we just can't afford that right now. And that just is what it is, right? And if you're going to get upset that we can't afford something, which she doesn't, but to kind of going back to what you were saying, like that expectation, like if you're upset, especially like when it comes to money, if you're upset that we can't afford something as a unit together, then we can look at that. But if you're upset at me personally for not affording that, for something that you're coming up with, then I think that's a you problem. Like if I was to say, hey honey, like let's go on vacation,
Right.
if I say that, one that comes off saying that like I have the funds and I'm ready and I can commit to this.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I would never be like, hey, honey, let's go on vacation, and you can have the bill for it. Like you're paying for it.
Yeah.
Like I would never, like it would never cross my mind because I'm like, no, like one, either we're gonna do it together, split it, and we can make the trip happen, or yeah, if it's Palm Springs or whatever, a couple $100, $1,000, yeah, I'll handle that. Don't worry about it. Like,
right.
I'll do this vacation.
There's certain things that you're just like, all right, that's doable.
Or like, or like saying like objects as well. It's like, oh yeah, like, can you give me this purse? Yeah, what, $5,000? Fuck no. No, I'm not gonna get a $5,000 purse for you. Why? What the fuck do I look like showing out?
Use a 5,000. Instead of the purse, we go on a Japan trip.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like you can just use, you can just, and that's where I think that's a good one too. Expectations and priorities. I think with your partner, making sure your like you guys know what the priorities are in your life, right?
Yeah.
So it's so like that person, can I afford this lifestyle? I also want to know what their priorities are. If their priorities are this lifestyle, partying, travel, drinking, if that's what their priority is and that's not my priority, it's not going to work.
No.
Your priorities need to line up some way or another.
No, absolutely.
Because if not, then you get into that trap where it's just like, oh yeah, I'm expected to go wine and dine every weekend. It's like, you know what? We've wined and dined for 6 months. I'm running out of fucking money. And then if you are like, okay, well, I can't date you anymore. It's like, okay, so I just lost all the investment.
Yeah, no. I mean, I was in a relationship for 4 years, almost 5, until about a year ago. So I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
I'm like, the problem is with that now is like, now that I'm single again, I just started dating, kind of. Mm-hmm. Like, not really, but like... Slow burn. But meeting people is exhausting.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, for one, when you meet someone and then you go over the conversation of like, oh, what do you do? Like, because once you learn what someone does, you learn about their priorities. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, your priorities are fucked. Yeah. You're like all over the place. And I'm like, just like, or the expectation is just like, I need my man to make this certain amount of money. And I'm like... Even if I did, it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I get it. There's someone for everyone also. But, like, I don't know. It's a weird time. Yeah. Happy that you guys are in relationships because, like, I do not like it out here. Like, I want to go home. Like, I am not built for the. I am not built for the streets. Like, the streets are cold.
Streets are cold.
I want a home. I want like a warm cooked meal and to go home. Like, this is not for me. It's a nightmare.
Man. You'll get there. Don't.
And it also just doing what I do has only made it harder.
Yeah, it's
made it so much harder.
Yeah, like you brought up before. It's just that exterior, I guess, but it's that exterior vision that people have. Because it's like anytime that it's like, oh, like I need to, if this guy I want to talk to, what's the first thing you're going to look at? I'm going to find their social media.
Yeah.
And you look at their social media and it's like, oh, all this guy has is just women and ass. Not the kind of, so it's like,
no, it's a valid thought process. I've gone over this thought process so many times. Yeah. So I'm like, all of this makes sense. I totally get it. I understand
you
completely. No. And I know you're not. And I totally, because I'm like, I've gone through this conversation. Where I'm like, oh, no, this all makes so much sense. Like, I understand it. But fuck, not even like, but like, it's just, it's a struggle when I'm like, you haven't even met me yet. But like, I get it. Instagram is a perception of who you are. And
it's easier to perceive, especially with social media, because you said you can feel like you can perceive it, and that's the same thing too. You kind of get with, even with like podcast hosts, or just something where like
anything that you're putting yourself
content out. Like we have these conversations every week, right?
Right.
So say if we reach someone who lives in Delaware, obviously that no one cares about, right? And they're like, oh my gosh. I know Tyson and Eman so well. Yeah, it's like
because they only watch
because it's like it's what you see on like social media. Mm-hmm. Yes, this is how we are outside of the podcast, and we are actually friends outside of the podcast, like all of us, and we interact. But still, this is only just a glimpse of like bits and pieces of our full selves.
Yeah.
So you're
It's one
never
side.
getting the full thing until you really try to connect with this person
Right.
and dive in. So.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting time. It's fun. It's a lot of weird, just like dynamics of life. I think everything ultimately, especially like dating apps. I had this whole conversation to pivot off of like social media because dating apps are just another social media. Dating apps are fun because I have one, and I work in marketing full time, so I see it as like selling a used car.
I like that.
And that's all it is. It's like you're selling yourself as a used car.
Yeah.
And how appealing are yourself as a used car? So like, I don't know. And I work in marketing. So like I like the study of people because all we're doing is as humans is trying to gather attention on social media. The more likes you get, the more comments, the more whatever. Like all that is attention. All we want is attention. Whether we get it in our regular everyday life or we get it on the internet, we're just looking for attention.
Yeah.
So like dating apps are the same way. And I'm like, I just look at it through like a marketing perspective where I'm like, okay, cool. Well, if I put like this photo, it'll appeal to this demographic. And if I put that, I'm like, there's like 2 videos that perform incredibly well for me on dating apps. One of them is me getting out of a pool.
The famous
Me getting,
Yep.
I don't know what it is about it, but all of my likes are like that one or like me deadlifting.
Girls love a guy getting out of a pool. I
Or
don't
me
know what
holding
it
a
is.
dog.
Yeah.
And I have all 3, and I'm like,
Perfect.
oh, all of these do amazing.
Hey, whatever works.
And it's so
Like
dumb.
you said, selling the used car.
But yeah, I'm just like, it's all just marketing. We're all just trying to market ourselves.
For real.
That's true.
It's such an interesting dynamic we have with our like the human experience, social media, and like marketing, advertising. I don't know.
One more question before we can call it an evening. Like how this is for both of you. If you can answer this.
Damn. Okay.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm just saying. Like, let's take it back, right? Early 2000s, 90s, right?
Right.
No social media. Better pull? Or do you think because of social media and everything we have now, like this is like your prime?
No.
What do you mean?
I think
Like going back, so like say like, do you think you would have had better pull in a time with no social media over than a time when you have social media?
I mean, I think social media is a good way to communicate with people. It's a good way to connect with people. But it's also a double-edged sword because, like we talked about, it based on what you put on social media, it adds perception and expectation of whoever might be looking at it. If in the 90s, I feel like it would be better to get someone and hold that relationship versus now where it's like you have so much temptation and so much things on social media where it's like there's more
Pool.
fish in the sea.
Yeah, you see the
you
pool,
know?
entire ocean.
And I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's the negative thing about social media.
you can, yeah.
But to answer your question, I think I honestly think I mean I met my girlfriend through social media. Well, not really, but I connected with her through social media. So I am gonna say that I like social media. If I was in the 90s in that time, I don't know how much I could pull unless it's in the same kind of group circle.
Gotcha.
I would say I'm confident in my abilities overall, whether it's now or then. But I do think the attention meant way more in the 90s.
Yeah.
So, like, now you guys are talking about it, where it's like, we can go now onto social. I can post right now, or anyone can post, like, a video photo on an Instagram story, and it will appeal to a group of people, and they're going to like it. I post gym photos all that, like, for me, but I know if I post, like, a good one, it's going to get, like, 20 likes, 30 likes on stories. So, like, why am I going to... So, for me, it's like, okay, if I'm not getting attention from the person I want, I'm gonna just go entertain one of these 30 people.
Yeah.
So versus like in the 90s, it's like you had 2 people.
You had to go. You had to go seek out that, and you had to go do it physically. It wasn't just I couldn't do it at home.
Attention
Like you had to go out
meant
and do
more.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
you had to go find it. You had to like connect with people intimately and like connect, really find people. Versus like now, it's like you could post something stupid on the internet and someone's gonna slide up and you can have the conversation.
Based my entire perception off of that one image and just be like, all right, this is it.
Yep, and that's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Like, and that goes for anyone, guy or girl. They can just post something, and if it appeals to people, it's gonna appeal to people.
Yeah.
Before, it's like you had to go out, you had to do things, you had to find people, you had to find people in the same interests, you had to find hobbies, you had to become a full human and like have a human interaction. So attention meant way more. Like how many? Very few people now, to go off of what you were saying. Like you met your partner on social media, or you were connected with them on social media. Most people that way now are connecting that way.
Yeah.
Very few people I've heard connected with their partners in person and just met them in person.
Like a random,
a random encounter.
Like what you said earlier about like, meeting in a coffee shop with this person and then just, that's it.
Yeah.
Don't think that even happens anymore.
It happens very few and far between.
I don't even think that's real.
Yeah, so like that's happening way less now.
Yeah.
So social media has made it easier and harder.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Facts.
So just, find someone that you like, stay with them forever, and live your life because it's tough out here. Don't do it.
Get out of the streets, go find a home, make it a home.
Yeah, I want to go home. This is tough. I'm clipping that for later.
Yeah. Oh, shit, man. Well, thank you again for joining us, man. It was good having you back and talking with you, dude.
Stoked to be here. Thank you for having me.
Always good talk, man.
We talked a lot about a lot of shit today.
We did
it was
talk
a great
about
time.
a lot. Well, yeah, man. Where can everyone find you?
Small Iced Coffee on Instagram, Small Iced Matcha on Instagram, and Small Iced Coffee on Twitter.
Facts.
And yeah, find me there. Have fun.
Peace. Eman, where can they find you?
Instagram at Emmanuel Tanap. Everything else, don't want you to find. Tyson?
Yeah, find the show at Too Good For You Pod on all social media platforms: TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, Patreon, and you can find me on all my socials at Tyson X Phillip. And with that, we'll catch you guys next time. Later, guys.